Speaking of Governor McCrory, he's been very busy signing 26 bills into law. That includes 2 hotly debated measures regarding gun rules and the state's death penalty process. Another bill will automatically expunge records of people arrested by mistaken identity. This stems from an incident involving a North Carolina native over in California last year. Charles Belk was arrested after police mistook him for the suspect in a nearby bank robbery. Well, Belk was held for 6 hours. McCrory said Belk later had to go through the legal process of getting his records expunged. And Charles Belk joins us this morning to talk about his experience and what the bill means to him. You came from Raleigh. You were there for the bill signing yesterday. We appreciate you making the trip over to Charlotte to be on set with us. And we were just talking a little bit beforehand. You would think that if you were arrested, mistaken identity, that it would be null and void, hands washed of the situation, but that wasn't the case.
That was not the case. When I left there that evening, after they said, hey, you were not the right person, we're sorry, we apologize, I thought everything was fine. I found out a week later that I indeed still had an arrest record. The problem with that is that if you don't take care of that arrest record, if you're innocent, you will have a problem getting a job, you will have a problem getting a loan, and a lot of folks do not know that when they leave after getting arrested, after you've been fingerprinted and photographed, that you still have an arrest record that you have to take care of.
And let's go back to that too, because a traumatic experience there. You were just hanging out on a regular night in LA, you were out to dinner, right?
Well, it was Emmy Awards weekend, and so we were preparing to go to some Emmy Awards event. And I was walking to my car to put money in my parking meter.
And you just happened to look like the
suspect
in a bank robbery.
Yes, a bank robbery had occurred. I fit the description of a tall, bald black man. And so they stopped and questioned, which I get. You know, the law enforcement have a tough job to do. And they had to go through those initial steps to make sure that I wasn't that person.
But they didn't really tell you what you were under arrest for, right?
Did
you were
not
confused
tell me.
for
I
several
was confused.
hours.
Did not tell me why I was under arrest. Did not. And there was a host of other failures. So the good news is that the police department did an internal review and they found out all of these mistakes they made and they fixed them. I'm working with them. I went in and spoke with all the officers. Did some kind of sensitivity training with them. So it's working out. That piece worked out really well. The piece that still was left open was the fact that in every state, except for one in this country, you still have an arrest record when you leave there innocent.
Right. Now, this is all about mistaken, and not just mistaken identity, because a lot of people, too, you could do like stolen identity.
So
this
North Carolina winners,
thing.
absolutely. We're on a 50-state kind of quest to what we're calling the hashtag auto erase legislation that says if you're wrongfully arrested for mistaken identity, whatever local law enforcement agency wrongfully arrested you, take care of that record right away. North Carolina went a step further in saying that even if your identity is stolen and someone was arrested as you, that would also be cleared.
And this is the first state to do it. North
Carolina
first to sign this
my
bill into
home
law.
state, and it's very, very exciting for me, was the first state to implement this into law.
Gotta feel good. But a lot of work ahead, and you said this is also on the desk in Illinois?
Yeah, well, it has passed the Illinois General Assembly. It's on the governor's desk. He should sign it. He has until the 18th to sign it.
Okay.
And it's also been introduced in Rhode Island, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Arizona. It's passed the House already in Rhode Island, so when they come back in session in September, hopefully it'll cruise through the Senate.
Well, I'm sure so many people are thankful for your work. We're certainly thankful for you coming on and telling your story and really changing something that was a negative experience for you into a positive for a lot of other people.
Absolutely. I had the opportunity to form our nonprofit organization fitting the description, and we are set on driving this legislation through.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much
We appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
for coming from California. He's still out in LA.
Yes.
Lucky you with the weather there. All right, much more ahead here on Good Day. Stick with us. We are going to be checking in with Miss Charity Bailey, who is out live this morning.